I'm going to be trying to find the cheapest phone for gaming. You see, in my last video, I got myself an S24 Ultra, which is the latest Samsung phone and one of the best phones that Samsung offers right now. However, let's have a look at the cheaper end of Samsung phones and see what kind of phones we can get and see if they're any good for gaming. Let's get on the laptop and have a look. So recently I did a poll on my channel of what the best phone brand is, and guess who won? Yep, you guessed it, Samsung won. So let's go ahead and try and find one of the cheapest Samsung phones. So with Christmas coming up, there should be some good sales on, so hopefully we can get a very cheap Samsung device. So what have we got? We've got the S24 Ultra, which I have right here. Definitely not the cheapest Samsung phone. We've got Z Flip as well. Watch, buds, there's so much stuff. This website is really difficult to navigate. All right, all smartphone, and see if we can find the cheapest one. So let's go ahead and sort it here. Okay, so we've got the Galaxy A05s for only £98. And it's in light green, which is probably the color that no one wants. We've got octa-core processor. Now, if any of my previous videos are anything to go by, we're staying well clear of Exynos chips. We ideally want something with a Snapdragon. That'll be probably the best for gaming. Good quality cameras. Oh, it's got a Snapdragon processor in it. Snapdragon 680 with 4 or 6 gigabytes of memory. It's probably not going to support Samsung DeX, so we're going to have to try and work around that. Fast charging, side fingerprint sensor. It's got very good reviews as well, so you know it's going to be good value for money. I think we'll go ahead and get this one. So I went ahead and bought the Galaxy A05s online, and a few days later, it arrived. It's been about 3 days, and it's finally here. So let's see what you get in the box with one of Samsung's cheapest phones. So here it is, the A05s in black. Fairly minimal box. I think they've definitely cut corners with the packaging here, but hey, it's a cheap phone, why not? Let's break this seal here. So I think it just slides out. Samsung. And here is the phone itself. Wow, it's actually quite lightweight actually. I was expecting it to be a bit heavier. Let's do the peel. I know people like to hear this. Doesn't look like there is a peel, you just pull it out. So here it is, the Samsung Galaxy A05s. We've got plastic at the sides. We've got a headphone jack, which you don't actually see a lot of flagship phones have nowadays, so that's pretty embarrassing. We've got single facing speaker, Type-C port, and I believe this power button is actually a fingerprint reader as well. SIM card slot, mics, triple camera setup, pretty much typical of all Galaxy phones nowadays. Let's turn it on and see if we've got any life in it. Oh, we do. It's turning straight on. Does it come with a case? I don't know. Also in the packaging, we have got just a standard USB-C to C cable, some instructions, and that's it. So no power brick. So yeah, let's get this set up. This doesn't feel like a high refresh rate panel. I can just tell straight away by scrolling. But for a budget phone, I don't really think it matters. We've also got this teardrop camera bump here, which again is a little bit outdated now in terms of design. Obviously, like most Samsungs, it's going to be full of bloatware, but we can clear that all later. Look at all of this stuff. No, I don't want it. All right, and here we go. We are finally into the main home screen. I mean, it looks just like my S24 Ultra really, in terms of the UI. There's our control center. Now, I don't believe this phone has Samsung DeX support, but we're gonna try it anyway. We may as well. All right, so what happens when we take this and we plug it into our dock, which has our keyboard, mouse, and monitor. The mouse seems to be on and connected. We've got a cursor on the screen. I wonder if keyboard support works. Oh, keyboard support does actually work as well. But yeah, no Samsung DeX, unfortunately. So we don't have an output on our monitor. So this is getting a little bit awkward to use actually, because I'm gonna have to like hold it up here or like here. We could really do with a phone stand or something to prop this up. Well, with this 3D printer sent to me by Bamboo Lab, we can do exactly that. This is the A1 combo printer. Whether you're a beginner like me, a creator, or a hobbyist, this printer is perfect for you. Let's start by printing our phone stand, and I'll tell you a bit more about it. This printer is incredibly easy to set up and use. When I took it out of the box, I found it very easy to assemble, and it even came with an automatic material system, which allows you to print with 4 filament spools at once. And I have a lot of filament thanks to Bamboo Lab. However, for our phone stand, we're only going to be using one, and that is the iron grey metallic filament, which I think looks really nice. The A1 combo is compact but powerful, offering a print area of 256 256 by 256 by 256 millimeters. It also has smart features like automatic bed leveling, filament detection, and you can even use the Bamboo Handy app on your phone to monitor the printer's progress. The menus are really easy to use, and it even comes with some models built in, so you can set up and get printing pretty much straight away. Here is some of the cool stuff that I've printed with this so far. I started off with this little 3D boat. I've also printed some other practical stuff like this bamboo handle for the blades, for the scraper. I've also printed this little spinner as well, so these are all filament samples. So I printed a little holder so you can view them all. I also printed an impossible cone and this fully assembled dragon. You can find models over on the Bamboo Studio app, which is exactly where I found the model for this phone stand. There are thousands to choose from, and once you select one, in our little 3D preview here, so you can just have a look and see what it's going to look like once it's been printed out. And we've even got a support added to it as well, so this is a very good design. All you need to do is choose the filament and send it right to the printer. It's really cool just watching it. As you can see, it's just drawing out the simple shape right now, and then it just builds the layers up and up and up, and then we get our phone stand. So here it is. I quite like the finish on it. Very nice decision going with the iron metallic. So if we just go ahead and try and pull this off, there we go. You can't buy that on Amazon, can you? So yeah, let's go ahead, put it on our phone. So this printer is perfect if you want to get into 3D printing without breaking the bank. You can experiment with different things, and it's more than capable enough to grow with you. So if you want to do more extreme projects like I've done with my little dragon here, it can actually do it, which is really cool. So make sure to go check out the Bamboo Lab A1. I'll leave the links in the description down below. And look at the finished product on the phone. I'm really glad I went with that iron grey metallic because it matches the black of this phone really well actually. So we've got a nice phone stand that's going to sit here. We've also got this keyboard here sent to me by Keytron. Thank you to them. This is the Q1HE keyboard, and it's got the magnetic nebula switches. Just listen. Very nice keyboards, and it's all aluminium as well. Very heavy, but very well made keyboards. Make sure to go check these out. So inside our Samsung A05s, we've got the Qualcomm Snapdragon 680 processor, and I believe we've got 4 gigabytes of RAM in here as well. So this processor is definitely not for gaming, but we're just going to be trying it in this video for scientific reasons. Let's get in and try out our first game, Minecraft. Alright, so here we are on Minecraft Bedrock Edition, just in a single player world here. If Minecraft Bedrock Edition can't run on this phone, then I don't know what will. We get the odd lag spike here and there, especially when we're loading in new chunks. Yeah, what else can I say really? This is just Minecraft Bedrock Edition, quite a popular version of Minecraft, and it runs on the cheapest Samsung phone, no problem at all. And since we are on Minecraft Bedrock Edition, we've obviously got the Minecraft Marketplace, and I've got a new texture pack out. It came out literally just yesterday, Cotton Candy PvP pack, which is a blue and pink fade style pack. Me and my friend Alexis decided to make one, so we went with a kind of simple shading style for it, and I think it looks very nice. So yeah, if you're into Minecraft PvP packs and the Marketplace, definitely make sure to go check out my Cotton Candy PvP pack. Alright, so Minecraft Bedrock Edition is no challenge really for this cheap Samsung phone. What about Minecraft Java Edition? We're currently running 1.7.10 and we're on fairly low video settings, which is just the standard really, that's just what it puts it on. So this is the kind of frame rate you can expect on Minecraft Java Edition. It's playable, we're on low settings. What happens if we turn them up? Alright, so we're on pretty decent video settings right now, and the frames, they haven't dropped too much. Spoke too soon. We're really laggy right now. We just went down to 3 FPS there. Okay, so it's quite clear that this cheap Samsung phone can't handle Minecraft Java Edition on decent settings. And this is 1.7.10 as well, which is quite an old version of the game, so I dread to think how it's going to perform on 1.21, but let's try it. Oh, I already regret this. Even just going through the menus felt incredibly laggy. Let's take a look at our video settings here. We're on the pretty much normal settings for a PC. Yep, that's the kind of performance you can expect on 1.21 on just regular settings on an A05s. I mean, to be honest, I was expecting a lot worse, but we can turn down our video settings and see what kind of performance we get with that. Right, let's just throw down some of these. Right, so we turned down our video settings now. We're on like fast graphics. Okay, a lot better. 60 frames, which is perfectly playable really. Don't want any more, but don't want any less either. But to be honest, this cheap Samsung phone does run Minecraft better than a lot of computers that I've done videos on my channel. Anyway, let's try some more demanding games and see how this phone handles it. So far, we've just played Minecraft on it, and already it's getting kind of hot. Now, this obviously has a plastic back, which is definitely not good for heat dissipation. So I can definitely feel it's hot around sort of the camera area, which I'm guessing is where the board is. So I think we could do with a phone cooler on here, which a lot of people suggested I now do in my videos. I probably should have done on the S24 Ultra when I was really pushing that, but we're going to try a phone cooler on here. Yep, you guessed it. I also 3D printed a phone cooler for our setup. I found this model online on a website called Thingiverse. I think it looks really good and should fit our phone pretty well. From there, I downloaded the model, opened it in the Bamboo Handy app and made sure it was adapted for my printer. I then sent it over to the printer and got printing, which took about an hour to print out all the individual parts. And from there, I had all the parts ready to assemble. I made this cooler out of a small USB powered 40mm fan, a heatsink and a thermal pad, which I think originally came from my Raspberry Pi. All of this just seemed to fit together so well with 4 screws. I stuck it to the back of the phone and I think it looks pretty cool. Testing it here, as you can see, we've got settings with our USB fan as well, so we can have it on low, medium or high. So while I could have just bought a phone cooler, I 3D printed my own, because once you get a 3D printer, you don't stop 3D printing absolutely anything you can. But can this phone cooler keep our phone cool while gaming? Let's find out. Alright, so now that we've got our phone cooler installed, let's play some Call of Duty Mobile. Now, since this is a mobile game, it's obviously going to be optimized. I saw in the tutorial that we're on medium settings, and the graphics look acceptable to me, I guess. I'm really bad at controller. Oh wow, I actually died to a bot. I'm so bad. And we won. So yeah, that's Call of Duty Mobile on this phone. Our phone cooler currently set to medium, keeping the phone nice and cool. But yeah, let's move on to another game. Right, so we've just loaded up Fortnite. I already regret it. So this is what the graphics section looks like. So basically you've got your graphics quality is auto set and you can't change it. Cap your frame rate to 20 or 30 FPS, and that is pretty much your lot. I never thought 30 FPS would feel this bad, but I guess in a game like Fortnite, which is quite fast paced, and this is in Playground as well, so I dread to think how it plays in an actual game. In fact, I don't even think I want to try it. If you want to play Fortnite on the cheapest Samsung phone, don't bother. Let's run some PC games and see what actually runs. Alright, and as always guys, we're here on Win Later. So we're going to be doing some PC games. Now getting Win Later was a little bit difficult. I tried the original version, then I tried Win Later Frost, and now I'm using a special version. Now one of the things that I appreciate about this phone is it's actually got a micro SD card slot in this phone, which not many phones have nowadays. So as always, let's start off with some good old Fallout 3 and see how it runs on this phone. Alright, so here we are, Fallout 3. I actually didn't think this would be possible, to be honest. And we're on the same sort of scene as we were in last video, so we can sort of compare the FPS. Now, one thing that I've noticed playing on this phone is we've got severe screen tearing. It like moves around in blocks. In terms of our frames here, we're getting about 16 frames. But yeah, it's almost like Fortnite Mobile kind of performance. In fact, actually, let's do a little test. So we've got the phone cooler on right now, and it's on medium. Let's turn it off, see if that makes any difference. Oh, it actually does. Our FPS just drops significantly there. So we get about, I don't know, 7 frames, 7, 8. But then we put the phone cooler on and we actually get about 15 frames. So yeah, a phone cooler is definitely a good idea. So much screen tearing. And just as I say that, the game has crashed. Yeah, I think Win Later's crashed. So yeah, very unstable performance with the maximum FPS I saw there about 30. It's a shame really, that was going relatively well. Right, let's try another game. So another game that I've got running is Assassin's Creed Rogue. And this one, it doesn't actually play too badly. I mean, just look at the graphics on it. In terms of our performance, I haven't got the FPS enabled on here. I would say it plays at about probably 30 FPS, let's be honest. But you know what? I would say this probably plays better than Fallout 3, to be honest. Now remember in my last video, I got GTA 5 running on the S24 Ultra, And then I got GTA San Andreas running on the Galaxy S20. Well, unfortunately, I can't get GTA 5 running on this phone, so instead we have to settle for GTA 4. And I'm honestly so surprised that this has worked. It's not doing too badly. I mean, it's getting about 25 frames. Our phone caller's on full speed, basically. I don't think we're going to get any games running at any higher than 30 frames, are we, realistically? But still, it runs, sort of. And to be fair, I'm quite happy that I've got a PC game running on this phone. All right, I spoke too soon. The game has crashed. Yeah, very unstable, but we got it to run at least. That's the main thing. So can we game on the Samsung Galaxy A05s? Well, you can. Maybe if you want to do some lightweight titles, maybe some emulation, it might just do it. I don't mean trying to run GTA on this thing. Maybe some like retro games, that kind of thing might run. And then obviously the mobile games like Minecraft, Call of Duty Mobile. I was a little bit disappointed by the Fortnite performance. I thought we could at least push 60 FPS on here. So yeah, for a budget phone that's probably just meant for doing basic tasks, we've actually managed to get some games running on here. Should you buy this for gaming? Definitely not. Don't buy this for gaming, but if you've got one lying around and you want to try doing some gaming on it, then you could definitely give it a go. It still runs Android 14, so you'll have app support for a good few years to come, I would imagine. So yeah, that's going to be the video, guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed me taking a look at the cheapest Samsung phone and trying to game on it. I don't know where I get my ideas from, but for some reason I thought that was a good one. I think next up, we're going to take a look at a proper gaming phone and see how we can game on that. But until then, that's going to be the video, and I will see you in my next one. And also spare a thought for my neck as well, because this has been my setup for the entire video.